A gray winter day. Cloudy yet somehow glaring. Snow melting in puddles on the street. Brisk wind leaping off the Hudson River. While inside the Andromeda Coffee, Chris waits for me behind the fogged-up window, sipping a latte, its cap of foam catching on his Dali-esque whiskers, scarf still around his neck although he has removed his coat, fingertips protruding from fingerless wool gloves. A calculated piece of attire suited to the performative look of asceticism he brings to his pro bono editing tasks, which is his excuse to sneak out of his job at a venerable publishing company on 8th Avenue, not, indeed, all that far from Andromeda Coffee, where, with a fair amount of hesitation, I creak open the door and bob my head to the barista to let him know I'll have the same as always, enjoying the sensation of being cocooned by warm air as I step inside the cafe. Chris's red pen rests on the marbled tabletop, having left enough of its ink on the stack of pages in front of him for me to sigh nervously as we greet with a clash of curled fists. As I take a seat, a sense of déjà vu arrives with my double espresso, spiked with rye whiskey in the freckled hands of the barista, its ashy scent rising from the cup in fleeting twirls of steam. No magic in realism, Chris reads from the cover page of my manuscript. Bit stiff for a title, isn't it? It's like if Garcia Marquez called his novel Uncertain Feelings in an Ordinary Year. I run my hands through my hair and knit my fingers behind my head. Nothing more than a working title at this point. As he turns the page and I spy all his red-effacing lines, my breath goes out, slow and sore, while his pen dabs at the page edge again, the felt nib leaking red ink like bruises spreading over my ego. So this woman Oedipa, Chris says, referring to my main character. She's ready to flee, leave everything behind. He returns his eyes to mine, rapping the table with his pen. But a crow that is camouflaged in darkness, he quotes directly from the page, keeps pecking at her window, right? Right. I slurp my rye-loaded espresso, then put the cup back down on the table and watch the foam disperse, first into continents, then into islands. And you want the reader to believe this bird is no accident, like it's there to stop her, to communicate something to her? He doesn't wait for me to confirm this time. This makes her a touch nervous, but it also makes her curious, second-guess herself, makes her question if she should really take off, leave her known life and her family behind. He lifts one page from the stack and skims over more words, a very obvious way to introduce tension. He pauses to look straight at me, then returns his eyes to the page. But let me tell you, writer, he whistles sarcastically, the writing is just not up to par. I click my tongue and give him a slow nod. She seems to resent her curiosity, her delusory leap, even feels sorry for herself. Of course, birds are no messengers, right? She's almost certain of it. He quotes the text again, lingering on every syllable. With my hands around the warm cup, I allow my shoulders to sag and hold back a groan, knowing the worst might not have even started. Her freshly dyed black band